Hey, good morning, everybody. I appreciate everybody that's here today. EIB, excellent business. We're still working to keep the legacy going of excellent business with Chuck Harris, who established this some 7, 8 years ago, and we want to take this platform to help support the small business. That's that solopreneur, the small business, maybe 30, 40, 50 employees. Our whole platform is to help businesses work less and make more money. And I think that's an area that everybody would like to uh, accomplish. When we're in business for ourselves, we're trying to juggle everything from cleaning the plant's floors all the way to marketing and sales and managing everything in between. So we want to help that small business person make more money with less effort, make it more easeful. Um, but today I want to cover a few things that we're picking up the mantle here to keep the EIB going, and I have some asks. And it takes collaboration to keep a legacy going, keep good information going. And my ask is everybody's here that when you get notifications of our next meeting is share it out to your colleagues, your business associates, your prospects. Bring extra value to them besides what you do, because you will be a what I consider top of mind person, that you're not just doing a transactional communication with people, but you're actually bringing more value to them besides what you do in your market space. So I've just encouraged that, today we had 12 people registered, and you know how that goes. The intentions are good, but many times things get in the way, last minute things. We're in business. But my objective would be is that each person that sees that is extend an invitation to 5 people for the next meeting, so that we have 20, 30, 40, and we can exponentially grow that and support those small businesses. And at the same time, an opportunity to promote yourself. Because I'll be looking at different ways to do that, bringing guest speakers, featured speakers like who we have today. I've been doing some market research from the people in the EIB. What would be maybe the best day of the week? It's been the third Thursday of every month. I'm looking on a personal basis to move it to a Tuesday, Wednesday, or a Friday. If you can put a one, would any of those dates, or just make a comment, what might be the best days for you to participate in on a regular basis, and the time of day, maybe early in the morning or later in the day. So those are things that I would ask feedback on, so that we have at least have a consensus of there's no convenient time for any business person, right? There's no convenient time. So, but I'm looking for that general feedback on that area. Day of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Friday, morning or afternoon, or any specific times, if you can give me feedback on that. And let's see. What I want to do is just take 15 seconds or so, 20 seconds. I'd like to have everybody, I'll wait for the 2 mics. I'll have them go last. But I would just have everybody just do a quick introduction, who you are, where you're from, your primary business, and try to keep it in 30 seconds so we can stay on time here. And I'll start with Jamie.
Good morning. My name is Jamie Kolaski, and I am a relationship manager with Kanketa, and I am in Richfield, Wisconsin.
Wonderful. Thanks, Jamie. Just put your contact information below. Dan, I'm just going to move to Dan.
Morning, Dan Steggy in Hartford, engineering background, currently working on building a life insurance business and also offering tax mitigation specialty services through another partnership.
Great. Just make sure you put your contact information. We want to make this available for everybody, that as we get to know each other, you may have a need for each other's services, or you may know somebody. I think that's one of the keys in a small business, that we bring more value, that we can direct people to solve problems. Craig, I'm going to have you jump in real quick. Craig, you're muted. Well, I'm going to move over to Al. Al, you still there? Left-hand corner is your mic. I'm going to move to Bill.
Good morning.
Good morning, Bill. Good seeing you.
Yep, sitting here in Logical Green Solutions. We've pivoted to indoor cannabis cultivation facilities throughout the US, starting at inception, helping people get their licenses and compliance set up all the way through up running and distribution, etc. Plus, then we're doing our own cultivation facility, looking at some buildings, looking to sell our building right now, or at least lease out our space, sell it, and then pick up one, do our own showroom here in hemp. And then when Wisconsin legalizes, we're going to switch seed strains and go to full-blown med rec.
Wonderful. Oh. Make sure you put your contact information. If those that don't know that, when you look in the chat, you'll see 3 little buttons. You can take and click on that, and you can save the chat information for yourself. So I'm going to move over to Al. Thanks for being here, Al.
Good morning, Tom. Al, Tim, TFM Benefit Group. Good morning, Mike.
Hi.
Good to see you all. TFM Benefit Group is involved in helping people, consulting with them when it comes to any and all of their legal issues, whether it's a business or family, identity theft restoration, cybersecurity, whether it's a business plan, whether it's a trademark, whether it's an employee issue, HR from the daily needs, provided on a flat monthly fee for families and for business owners.
Wonderful. Thanks, Al, for
Benefit
sharing.
Group. Thank you.
Hey, good morning, Tom. I'm set to go.
All right, go ahead, Craig.
Yeah, Craig Masurchon, welcome everybody. Good morning. Up in Door County and writing a business plan for what will be called the Center for Life Calling, Employment, and Psychological Health.
Wonderful. Make sure people, and I know you have an ask, and I'll put that out there. Craig was working with Chuck in a very significant way, and he's been left out in the black hole of support, and he's in the process of putting that business plan together. So if you know anybody that's out there that can help support Craig in that role, please reach out to him. Make sure you put your information there, because Chuck had everything in his hands, and we lost a lot of that that value that he was bringing to everybody. So please, if you know anybody that's good at putting together business plans and strategies, I appreciate helping Craig out. Ted, I'm going to jump over to you real quick. Where are you from, buddy? Good seeing you.
Thank you. Sorry for the bedhead. I'm kind of on bed rest, so it's kind of difficult sometimes. I'm Ted Legal, and I run Legal Legacy Home and Business Services. I help companies get up and running, and business plan I can help with. So if you need anything, give me a call, 815-836-6747. I also connect people to the services that they need, as well as businesses with the services that they may need to be able to run their business and run their household. Yeah,
Ted works in the needs community, those that need his services provide people that are housebound or disability challenges, those type of things. So he works in that space as well. Thanks for being here.
Actually, I work in every space. It's not just for disabled and elderly.
Yeah, I understand that, but I just want to say that's an area that needs a lot of help as well. So I just wanted to promote you there. Robert, if you can jump on real quick, just say where you're from. All right, Robert might be just observing. So, well, with that all said, I think we've got everybody here. I would first like to introduce our guest today, and that'd be Mike McDermott, which has participated in the past. That's how we've met, is through EIB. And Mike Wolf is a business associate. And today we're going to be talking some strategies that most people or most businesses are not even aware of. Would you agree, guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm going to turn it over to Mike real quick. Mike, introduce yourself and then we'll move over to Mike Wolf. Is Mike, are you going to be doing the predominant presentation, or doing it both together?
We're both together here. So
All right.
We're tag teaming. So
We're tag teaming. Okay, just
Yeah.
want to know. So you can go ahead, Mike, and start the dialogue, and then Mike Wolf, you'll bring then when you're done with your introduction, bring up
Sure.
the screen share, and we're ready to go. I'm
all
excited.
right. Well, obviously we're here because of Chuck Harris, and he started this whole platform. I was sitting in Chuck's office one day when a gentleman came in and started spouting off. See, I'm trying to get a reaction out of him, but I didn't. Anyway, it was Mike Wolf. We struck up a conversation, and we've been working together ever since. So I'm excited. Jamie is now working with us as well. Hi, Jamie. And so what Mike has done, I would like to claim some of this, but I can't. What Mike has done is he's brought 56 years of working with companies across the globe, taking that information, putting it into bite-sized chunks and making it available for small businesses. So as a small business owner, you can participate and take advantage of the same knowledge and structure and history that Toyota or Coca-Cola or any of the large companies that are successful are using in their businesses. In the last 3 weeks, I've learned so much. But Tom, on the phone today, I said, is your business putting $30,000 tax-free income into your household? Well, we can do that now. We know how to do that. So it's a really exciting. It's really, Jamie can talk about her experience, how exciting it is for what she's learned in the last 3 weeks. And we're looking forward to sharing this with small businesses across the country. So thank you, Tom, again for this platform, and I'll turn it over to Mike. Thank you, Mike.
Good morning, everybody. Well, first of all, there's two parts to us. One is called the National Business Education Council. I didn't retire. I thought I did. I thought I was retired, and I found out this morning I'm still not retired yet. Actually, this started all in 19. I'm embarrassed to say 1965 was my first business, and I would say about 26, 27 businesses later, at 1995, we started the National Business Education Council, and taking everything we've learned over 56 years and bringing it forward. I didn't realize how many speeches I wrote, so many speeches, and I was going to throw them in the garbage one day. I got up and said, oh, these boxes of speech, I throw them away. I started to read them. I actually went back and read them, and there's some cool stuff here. So anyway, but it's information that we're bringing forward from global companies, the Toyotas, as Mike said, and we've got a great team. It's a fabulous team. There's 18 of us right now at corporate, and we're across the globe. We're in India and we're in Spain and so on and so on. But for right now, I'm just going to focus on local and Milwaukee and what we can do to bring everything forward for you guys. So it's just an introduction, and I'm very blessed to have both Mike and James. Could not do this myself in any way, shape, or form. And I'm learning as much as they think they are. So I just want to let you know that. All right. That's an introduction.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So Mike, you're free to go do the screen share. And, any questions you have, we'd like to keep the continuity going. So any questions you have, just please put them in the comments. And then, or you know how to raise a hand with the Facebook thing. That way, if you have any specific questions, we can get those addressed. But we want to keep a good flow of information coming here. So, Mike Wolf, it's all yours, and bring up your screen and
All right, let me see if I can do this. I'm old, so it takes me a little longer, okay? Here's a screen share. Let's see what we got. All right, let me see if we can do this correctly. Does that sort of look acceptable? I don't know.
No, looks like a,
Looks like a
White column.
whiteboard.
Oh, it looks like a whiteboard.
yeah.
Yeah,
Start,
you got-
start a new share.
Start a new share. So I'm going to stop share.
Yeah.
Okay, now start a new share. So where is that?
Oh,
the
start
green
your screen.
button.
If I just, I don't see a start a new share button anywhere.
No,
At the
just
bottom,
start,
it's a-
share screen,
Here's-
bottom.
Okay, there it is. Oh, I'm sorry. Apologize. Here it is. Wrong one. Is that
There we
better?
go. Boom.
You are rocking, man. There we go. We're ready to go.
Okay, so let's just, I'd like to make this as conversational as possible and yet keep everything on track. Mike and I are going to tag team this a little bit. And everything we're going to do here today, folks, does apply directly to you in the most intimate way. We work in the world of small business, 1 to 30 employees. Does this apply to every business on the planet? Yes, it came from every business on the planet, but we're focusing this on 1 to 30 employees. And there's things here that'll take you all the way into retirement. So I hope that we can answer any questions that come up as we do. Interrupt us, not a problem. So anyway, the word is called Kanketa, and Kanketa is journey and balance. Journey and balance is most of the businesses in the world, the small businesses are just simply, and they don't know it, they're out of balance and it's causing failure on an ongoing basis. We run into this every day of our lives, and we're gonna talk a little bit about what balance means, but basically balance is a lot of things. Balance is there it is. Balance is financial, balance is structural, balance is operational. And when you are in balance, if you are in balance, then you can solve every single problem you have internally. This is an Eastern-based business concept. It's holistic, and you can solve it internally. And you do not have to rely on outside forces outside of your company. Now you're going to say, well, wait a minute, sales. Well, wait a minute, sales, marketing, the market's going crazy. No, but you got to take it. You got to listen, and you got to embrace it and try to understand it. So anyway, so we're going to have a new concept for the word balance, and you can solve all your problems internally without looking outside of your 4 walls. And I'm talking about everything. This came from this. I learned this starting in Toyota. I was a consultant in Toyota. I learned it from very, very different thinkers. And I hope that you can embrace it in the way it was intended. So we call Kanketa journey and balance. That's what it means. It's the science of small business management. So basically, you've come to the right place. So you're wondering, gee whiz, well, where did all this come from? All right, well, I can sit here all day long and say, okay, we did this and we did that. And yes, it did. It came from, I personally invoiced these people on an ongoing basis since 1965. There are 300 of the Fortune 1000 that I was a speechwriter in. We did about 23 million a year, and in all kinds of things. Everybody on here has heard commercials we've written. Everybody. I did Coke and I did McDonald's and Dairy Queen. In the land of Dairy Queen was ours, and so on and so on. Well, we did all that, and that's how I got into this concept. We learned it inside of the four walls while we were doing speeches, while we were doing commercials, while we were doing all that stuff. So there's pretty much, it would be easier for you to say, do you have a reference? I would be easier for you to say, tell me who you don't want, and I'll find that. So anyway, so there's a lot, and the reason we're saying this is just to simply say, hey, there's a lot behind it. There's a lot, and it's not just me. It's myself. Yes, I did this, but there's also 72 other executives that helped me along the way, and they're with the Fortune 500 companies. They chipped in, and we worked tirelessly over years. Not one company did it all. Not one company did it all, but so I was just kind of the amalgamation point where I just brought it all together and documented it, put my own spin on it, because it came from the East, it came from Japan, it came from other countries, it's brought here, and so that's what this is all about. So, having said that, everything here today is used in small businesses currently in Wisconsin, down the street, down in the third ward, down across Milwaukee. And we've got we got 40 some odd businesses on the system in Milwaukee area. There's 271, there's thousands of people, but we got 271 nationwide that are in various stages of who we help. So all we're saying is that it's proven, and it's powerful, and it's immediate. And so I wanted to start there. And there are, if you own a business, there are three questions on your mind. How much money do I make, or did I make? Where is it right now? And when can I spend it? So Kanketa, that's the basic three fundamental essential ideals of Kanketa. We have three fundamental areas of tools that handle safety of a company, the health of a company, and the speed of a company. How fast can I go? So I want to talk to you a little bit about something called the end game. Now, everybody is encouraged, and you hear this all the time. You hear the word end game. Gee, what's your end game? A lot of people, and especially the younger we get, they don't quite think of the end game in the way some of us might think of it. But the bottom line is, it doesn't matter. I throw an end game out 5 years. An end game might be a retirement to certain people. The end game might be financially geared. It might have nothing to do with finance. It doesn't matter. There's no judgment. We're here to get your end game. Whatever you're trying to get out of it, there are solutions here, financial, structural, and business operational solutions that will get you there if you can identify it, define it, identify it, locate it, qualify it, and specify it. It will get you there. So there is a formula. By the way, Kanketa is a process, a system, and a formula. So it's not just a word. It's not just journey and balance. That's pretty much what it is. And the whole point is, you're running your business, as Tom said. The vision. Someday, all small business owners will achieve personal financial freedom, owning their business, working in it passionately by choice, but not from need, and achieving personal financial freedom. And so there's no guesswork, and we've got numbers for absolutely everything we're speaking of here. So I wanted to say that your end game is unique, but there is definitely a way to get to whatever you're thinking about. And we use 5 years as our time frame. 5 years. In 5 years, in 90 days, we launch it. In 5 years, you better be there. So I just wanted to talk about the end game and what that means. Okay, So now I'm going to turn this over to Mike. He's got a few things to say about the plan.
Sure. Okay, so regardless, thank you, Mike. So regardless of what your end game is, our end game for you is personal financial freedom, however you define that. But you have to have a plan. And so our plan, the Kankita plan, is to put in place something called a quadra structure. So instead of having one business, an operating company, you would have a management company, a property ownership company. You would have a trust to control everything that you own, right? Remember, Rockefeller said, control everything, own nothing. I was telling Tom before the start of the meeting, with a proper structure, this structure could put 30,000 tax-free dollars into your home every year out of your business. If you're doing that right now, that's great. If you'd like to find out more about how to do that, we'll be glad to tell you. But this is called a quadra structure, quadruplex, and it allows the lowest taxes payable allowed by law. It gives you the highest personal income going into your pockets. It eliminates the structural and operational disorganization that happens with a lot of businesses. All your bills get paid on time every month in any economy. And we do this while you enjoy more short-term and long-term income, working by choice, not from need. When properly structured, your business should be paying you, even if you're on a beach in Waikiki. So I'm going to turn it back over to Mike right now, but that's our plan for you, to get everything organized in such a way that you maximize every possible, I had got a call, sorry about that. That you maximize every possible benefit of owning a business. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, now all that sounds really cool, groovy, neat, wonderful. Oh, I used the word groovy. Uh-oh, we gotta start this program over. Anyway, now we have a problem, and actually it's a pretty big problem, and every one of you has this problem right now. You have a problem of money. Now people say, no, I don't have a problem with money. I got plenty of money. Okay. And you have a problem. We're going to challenge you on that. And you have a problem of time. All of that is one big old problem. So when we say, and some of you might be retired and living just fine. And so, but for those that are still on the path, still trying to achieve their end game, whatever that is, I don't care if you're 35 years old and you want to achieve an end game, we are all dancing on some thin ice. And we've been doing that unknowingly since we started. So someday, and every one of us are going to have to face this, someday, every business owner on the planet is going to be faced with 5 decisions. You're either going to sell your business, you're going to gift it to a family member or friends, you're going to close it and walk away. Maybe you want a new concept here. Maybe you want to lease it out for long-term income. That's what I did. Or keep it going and work in it and wait and see what happens, at which point, ultimately, the decision will be made for you. So ultimately, all you've got is a vehicle, and we're all on this trolley together. You've got a vehicle that, as long as you have it, you want to take as full use of it as possible and accumulate as much wealth as possible with the little risk as possible. So let's start with the topic of money, and I'll dance over this pretty quickly, but the bottom line is a lot of people try to save for retirement, and I'm going to use the word retirement because it's all part of our picture, and I'll just touch it, we'll go right over it, but there is certain amount of us at 55, and it's not me, by the way, 55 and 60 that are still wondering, well, gee whiz, I've been working here. I got to get the hell out of here. What do I do? How do I do this? I got 5 years. I didn't save enough. Oops, right? Often overlooked the problems here. So anyway, so now I'm going to tell you pretty much that I don't know of anybody who's capable of saving enough money to retire. Now you're saying, well, yeah, I'm going to earn it. Well, save it. And so I guess the question is, why don't horses fly? Anybody? Does anybody know why horses cannot fly?
Don't have wings.
Nope. They don't have the time to learn. All right. And so that's really kind of the problem here. We don't have time. A lot of us are out of time and don't realize it because we're so passionate about it. We're enjoying it. We love it. It's every day and time is running out. So what does that mean? So it means that if I were to save $1 million, bottom line, and I can give you all the math and all that stuff, but the bottom line is you're going to end up with $3,500 or so a month. That's what you're going to end up saving $1 million. You're going to end up with the interest, what it pays you on that interest. I've resolved not to use the math, but you're going to end up with approximately $3,500 a month if you had $1 million in the bank and lived off of that interest. So, or that return. So that isn't a great reason. That isn't a good idea. Now you're saying, so let me see if we're have to live, and my mother passed away 2 years ago, and she was in her 90s, but her assisted living was $6,500 a month. Where is the other $3,000 going to come from? We know what we had to. We have 10 kids in the family. We all chipped in. How about people that don't have 10 kids in the family, right? So we got this little issue that we got to make up the difference between what we're saving and our ultimate assisted living situation. Okay, 3,000. Now let me see. Maybe we'll just add a little Social Security and let's see, 3,500, 40. Yeah, I'm 5,000. Well, I'm getting pretty close to that 6,500. Or maybe I've got a paid off home. I'll sell that. You know what? A paid off home will get you, if the cash in the paid off home is going to get you, who knows, another 10 years. You have 10 years to put into the pile. The bottom line is you can't save for retirement and do it any justice. And 65, which is now going to be 70, and who knows. So that's the money problem, and that's the time problem. And so those numbers are out the window. And I wanted to bring that up here because I wanted to stress that no matter what you're doing, you're dancing on a problem. Now there's a reason for that problem, and Mike's going to tell you about it.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Mike. So right now we work under a system called GAAP, Generally Accepted Accounting Principles. And that sounds pretty heady. Sounds like there's some thought has gone into that. And there was a lot of thought that went into it. This system was created in 1929 after the Great Depression, or because of the Great Depression. And it was developed by the government to allow the IRS to collect taxes most easily. So Generally Accepted Accounting Principles is a government program designed to take your money from you in the most efficient manner. And this is exactly what everybody's taught. Harvard teaches it in their business system. All your accounting programs, I don't care if you're on Xero online or you've got Intuit on your computer, everything is designed around GAAP. Your CPA, all the accountants, they are schooled in GAAP. And in actuality, an accountant, their business is what's called assurance services. They assure the federal government that when they hand in the form, it's filled out correctly. It's not designed to give you the information you need to run your business. As a matter of fact, it's counterproductive. The information you need to run your business is actually buried in GAAP. The information you need to make firm financial decisions is buried in GAAP, and it's hard to extract. And that's one of the beauties of Kanketa is and Jamie can attest to this. Jamie actually went through this and discovered the way that she can extract her own information out of this silly system that's designed for government collection purposes. So we're straddled with GAAP. We don't need GAAP. We need clarity. We need information. We need data that's going to allow us to run our businesses. And that's one of the services we provide to our clients that allows them to run their businesses more efficiently and with more knowledge. So Mike, take it from there.
Okay. Well, let me see if I can scoot this over a little bit. Whatever. I hope you can see this.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. So now we have the goal. We have the plan to get to where you need to go. And it's interrupted by the problem of time and money. And we're given a tool to help, which isn't a good tool because it's an alphabetical list of expenses. It says nothing, does nothing, and you can't use it to compare to backsides. A lot of people say, oh, well, I get plenty of information. I take GAAP and I compare that to last year. Well, let me see. What in your business, social, technological, economic, environmental, political, legal, ethical, demographic, age, education, and income changes happened since 1 year ago? And by the way, we're talking in the midst of COVID. All right. So there's a lot you can't compare. Don't bother. It's coincidental. You have whatever you get, you're looking and you're comparing last year to this year. It's totally coincidental. It has nothing to do. You just worked the same and worked so hard to get there that you happen to have gotten there. But it has got nothing to do with anything that could have put you out of business or interrupted it. So we don't even bother to look at a year ago. It's today going forward. So the result of this problem and this detour, the result is highest possible unnecessary taxes. Mike's got a great story. Some of you guys, if you know Chuck Harris, you've heard it. You're basically spending what, $1 million over your lifetime on taxes, some crazy amount.
Yeah, Mike, I actually, and those of you who know Chuck have heard this before, but if you take $1 and double it every year for 20 years, at the end of 20 years, you've got $1,048,000. If you pay tax on every dollar you earn, when you double your money, if you pay 25% in tax, instead of $1 million at the end of your 20 years, you have $70,000. 25% tax cost you $1 million and you didn't see it go. So thank God for Chuck. He drove that nail home all the time. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for letting me in.
So now what you got your highest possible tax. Congratulations, you did it. You have a government established standard of living, which, by the way, the government thinks we can all live universally, and this is the budget, $3,800 a month. Take a peek at that one. It creates cash shortages for every business. When you got a cash shortage, your problem is not your cash shortage. Your problem is how you looked at what you thought you were getting in order to and discovered a cash shortage. There's a way to solve it before you even start. It creates unforeseen debt in your business. You don't see the debt. Your profitability is severely interrupted by misleading information. And the biggest single reason why 85% of small businesses fail in the first 5 years, I say, is caught into your GAAP system. The bottom line is you're short-circuited. You're short-circuited, and your business is just going and not growing. TVRS.
Right. So we're going to, Kanketa takes the situation you have here and helps you make a decision. And it makes a decision based on the tax, the value, the risk, and the structure of your business. So By implementing our system, you immediately reverse your tax problem and put at least 25% of your profit back in your own pocket, much of it tax-free. We immediately begin to build the value of your business. 85% of the businesses today fail in the first 5 years. Our goal is to make your business $250,000 more valuable in 5 years. We immediately create risk avoidance for your business. This quadristructure, oh, here I was going to show you. Anyway, if you go back to the plan where the quadristructure is, we don't just use a corporate veil. It's like putting ramparts around your business. You become that much more sue-proof and legal liability proof. And ultimately, your structure is to generate the most possible cash flow so that you don't damage your business by taking too much cash out. So your decision is, I am always going to win. There's no other option. If you do things the correct way with more knowledge, more power, by having better control of your data, you have one decision. I'm always going to win. And as Rockefeller said, control everything, own nothing. And that's what will help you do. All right, Mike.
Okay, so let's see where we're going here. I'm not doing too well on there. It is. So Mike hit it a little bit there for the 35. We're going to have a profit increase of 30,000, tax elimination of 30,000 in 12 months. Those are all the rescue plans. So we talked a little bit about these tools. Now, there is a website. It's called Kanketa.com. And it's a small, this is not a sales pitch. It's just to let you know that all of this stuff is locked into that website, and people use this every day. Everybody has the relationship manager. Jamie is a relationship manager. We got relationship managers to help people along the path so they can count on this stuff and know they're guided and they know where to go to get answers on demand as they need it. So their Kanketa.com is not just it's not a marketing site, it's a work site, and all this stuff is locked in. The scorecard is locked in. It answers how much profit did I make? The DTI, the Ketalytics, where is my money right now? How healthy is my business right today at this moment? It's a snapshot in time. The money mapping is all locked into this site. When can I spend my money and how fast can I go? So that's in an overview. The rescue plan is really all online, and we want you to recover your end game position that you actually lost because of the problems and the detour. You lost it. You think people go, oh, I'm going toward this end. I'm going toward this end, and actually, they're going to get slammed, and it's going to be too late to understand that going backwards, I'm not going to get there. It's not going to happen. There's a cliff, and I'm falling off, and I didn't even see it coming. So here's something I'm going to say, and it's a little bold. I'm going to say it. So first of all, does anybody know the opposite of scarcity? Anybody? Scarcity. Not Mike, not Jamie. Anybody? Sturgeon Bay. What is the opposite of scarcity?
Surplus.
Overabundance.
No, it's not abundance. It's enough. We're going to encourage you to use the word enough. We say never start a business, never sell a business. Now that's us. You can do whatever you want. But if you understand that you can lease a business like an apartment building and always own it until you're 100 years old and get a lease payment from it, which is what we encourage and build and do. You never have to start one because you're leasing it and you're working in it. And by the way, you avoid all the startup costs, and you have a salary on day one, and you're leasing the business, and it's yours, just like an apartment building, for as long as you lease it. The owner's fine. And by the way, you don't sell a business once you do own it. Why? Because you can lease it out to somebody else. It's a concept. You want to learn about it? get a little closer to Kankita. But we say don't start it and don't sell it. Lease one to start, lease your business out and renew your leases thereafter. And by the way, if you die penniless at the age 100, it all worked out. So anyway, so that's pretty much the round robin of this. We that is the outcome of what we have to talk about today. And we want to turn this back over to Tom here. I just want to let you know, Kankita Journey and Balance is registered in the U.S. Library of Congress, and it's protected worldwide under international law, class 35. I just want to say that it's in many countries. It's not just us. They're using it in other countries as well. Kankita is the art and the science of small business management. It's a process and a system that's available to anybody and everybody. We're encouraging that everybody goes out and starts to learn about it. Thomas, thank you very much for inviting us.
Great, Mike. Could you stop the share there real quick? Then we bring everybody back. You know, I was introduced to these concepts to Mike and both Mikes, by the way. And, you know, what he just said, I think this is a very interesting concept. Number one, who isn't wanted to secure their financial future in any way and pay less taxes, secure your future? I mean, that's a yes across the board. But the question is, the traditional methods we've been taught don't work. I mean, you can just look at the statistics of business, personal finance. I'm a personal financial coach. 90% of the American people retire flat broke. Why is it? They don't understand some principles that they're talking about here, especially in the area of business. They're using what I understood years ago is they're using the principles of what the wealthy have done is how they protect their assets from those things that could destroy a business, a liability. The Rockefellers don't have to worry about liabilities, or the Kennedys, or your major corporations. They've structured their business the way my understanding is in a way that you're protecting all your assets from that thing that all businesses are concerned about, liability. The area of gap, you know, it's when we really understand that, how can I offset that? Use the principles that major companies are using, at a small business can use the same resources. I think that's phenomenal. And I just encourage everybody here today to personally take a look at the concept, see if it applies. I mean, I believe it would apply to everybody here to one degree or another, to explore it and share it out. You know, that's a whole part of what we want to do with EIB is get concepts. And this is not a concept. It's been in place for, you know, Mike, I forget how many years you've been involved with this, but we'll talk our ages here. But seriously, the area that small business, and I've seen it myself, is reluctance for change. If you don't change, you're going to fail. It's just a matter of time. Because what we've been doing in the past is we're changing. We've changed the environments we work in. Mike, you listed a whole bunch of things that influence our business. Some of them we have no control over. But if you have a structure, it mitigates. Would you agree, Mike? It mitigates the risk that you're exposing to because of the structure you're in. And I think that's an important area for everybody to look at and share this out and contact both Mikes with your questions in that. I just want to let everybody know that this is recorded, and I'm going to be pushing this out for Mike and Mike through my excellent business, my EIB platform. I'm going to push it out live to my marketplace. I would encourage everybody that has a Facebook or a YouTube, I will push this out to you and share it with your business associates and colleagues. I believe once you take time to look at this, I don't like using the word the concept, but in the beginning here, it is a concept to you until you really understand how a concept turns into a reality. What the moving parts are is important. So I just appreciate everybody being here today. Any questions? raise your hand or unmute and go ahead and ask your questions. Go ahead, Craig.
Yeah, so Tom, I don't do Facebook, but on YouTube, what do we type in the search field to get excellence in business videos?
You can Thomas Ginn, YouTube, search me and you'll find my YouTube channel. So that's why, and then you can share, take the link and share it out any way you want. And the same thing on, go ahead, Mike McDermott. You're muted, bud.
There we
you
go. I just want to throw something out here in the last few minutes. A German fellow by the name of Peter Thiel came over here to the United States, used our tax laws, and created a Roth of over, and it came out this year, of over $5 billion. Now, it's nice that somebody from a foreign country could come over here and take advantage of our tax laws, and I'm all for it. That's fine. My question is why aren't you? Okay. Your business could generate over $29,000 tax-free in your home every year, and that could fund, say in 5 years, you could have $100,000 Roth that you got a tax deduction for. You can use the same rules he used. My question is, why aren't you?
Great question, Mike. Any other questions? Any comments? Jamie, I'm going to bring Jamie on real quick. Yeah, Jamie goes back a few years with EIB, and I'm so grateful you're here and excited for you to work with both Mikes and sharing this out. Share your story a little bit about what you do. You got a business, and now what you're doing with this platform.
Yeah, I would just want to add that I'm lucky enough to have built my main company, a salon and spa, up to operate by remote control through systems. And the financial part was never something that made sense in my brain. The Kanketa is a system for your finances. And I truly believe anything you can systematize will set you free.
Great. And you've seen, because I know your mission was to have a business like Chuck says, that the business runs with or without you. And that's what, and this platform puts those elements in place so you can do that. Would you agree, both Mike's and Jamie?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what it's there for. Yep.
So with that all said, thanks for your comments. Go ahead, and my ask is shoot me an email. If those don't, I'll put my email in here. I'm always looking for somebody to contributing that has something they want to share that they're doing in their business. It could be marketing, it could be processes. It could be anything of value that differentiates you from your competitor. Because hearing from other successful businesses, as Chuck says, what's the one thing you can take away today? What's the one thing? And go do it. So that's a Chuckism. So I'm looking for topics. I'm looking for contributors in this realm. So my email's there. Any needs you have, please let me know. As we restructure how we're going to run the EIB, days of the week, times, I believe I want to take this and do it live, make this a live forum so we can reach more people. Expose your business. Many times you may have a brick and mortar, you can only serve your local market, but there's people out there that have businesses that can serve a worldwide market. And so we want to expand this market collectively. And that's going to take a collective effort. my ask, share this out with 5 other business or associates for next month. We'll still do next month, the third Thursday of March, not unless I put out an email differently. But at this point, I want to formulate the responses I'm getting back from the people here and the people that can't make it as well. So I appreciate it. Want to keep Chuck's legacy going, expand on that legacy so that we can help more people win, more than just in business. I believe that winning starts in how we think and what we believe. So with that all said, any other comments?
Just put a quick question in there. Wondering, should this be applied for a business startup, or is it after you're established for a couple of years and have a good positive cash flow?
Good question.
Applies to everybody. It applies to everybody in 17 industries. That's the answer.
Great. Craig, you had your hand up.
Yeah, Tom, I'm wondering if you, or if you know somebody else that's writing a book or a pamphlet.
Mike, could you get a little closer to your mic? You're breaking up a little bit.
You bet. I'm sorry. I'm wondering if you or somebody that you know is writing a book or a pamphlet or a guide. That was Chuck. I think Chuck maybe was in the process of doing something like that, and I love what you're doing, Tom, with EIB and taking so much of what Chuck was all about. But I'm wondering if there's something that needs to be written regarding who Chuck was and his philosophy and what he believed and his Chuckisms. I worked with him for about 10 months, just beginning to really embrace what he was all about. And I was just beginning to understand how great a man he was. And so I guess I'd like your reaction to that, please.
You know, when we did the tribute online I think it was December, or was it January? I forgot. But we did a tribute, and I recorded that, the Chuckisms. Yeah, I would like to be able to take that and create a small document of a PDF book or whatever the case is. But that would need to solicit somebody besides myself to collaborate to make that happen. You know, everybody here is busy. You know, I'm running my businesses. But I'd be glad to, put that together, but I do need some help in that, so it's not all on one person. So great idea. And one of the goals I'd like to do is create a update. Anybody that can help me update our LinkedIn profile, EIB, I'd appreciate that. I don't know if Chuck had a business Facebook. I want to maybe create a EIB Facebook. Link, a private group. So these are all things that may be just a generic website that could drive traffic as we build. But I believe the website is one thing, but I think live streaming and targeting people with good content will cause us to grow. So that's collectively, I don't see this happening overnight, but overnight we can start making changes. So that's what I want to plant. So collectively, reach out to all your business associates. And if you know somebody can help me write some content, take the content we have, I'd appreciate it. Yeah, great idea, Craig. I appreciate it.
Thanks very much, Tom.
All right. Any other comments? Any other questions? Mike, you got your hand up still, or is that?
No, no, I'm fine. Thanks.
Okay. Well, everybody, today is, what is the one thing you're going to take away from today? That's Chuck's. We get a lot of information, but what's the one thing? I always loved what he said. What's the billionaires' to-do list? They only have one thing a day, just one thing. So what's the one thing that you can do today to improve yourself and your business? With that all said, I appreciate everybody being here. Look forward to next month. I have a slate of people I want to bring in, but I'm looking for feedback from our team as well. So with that all said, everybody have a great day.
I appreciate you, Tom.
Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Tom.
everyone.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys, gals, good seeing everybody. Bye.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.